About 7,000 Muslims and Buddhists who were displaced by the violence in Meikhtila have returned to their homes. But despite their return, this community remains divided. Meikhtila and her family are back on the block they've lived at for most of their lives. They spent more than a month in a stadium that was turned into a shelter for Muslims displaced by the riots that tore apart Meikhtila. The family fled their home during the first 3 days of rioting that started on the 20th of March. The anti-Muslim violence killed at least 43 people and displaced nearly 13,000 Muslims and Buddhists. Muslims were outnumbered, suffered higher casualties, and most, if not all, stayed in shelters through the month of April because it was not safe to return to their neighborhoods. But now, Muslims and Buddhists whose houses were not destroyed have left the shelters and returned home. There are soldiers and police across the city. Special security posts have been set up in neighborhoods where Muslims live. But while the government is taking steps to keep the peace, relationships between the Buddhists and Muslims have not returned to normal. Kin has lived in Meikhtila his entire life. He says he has Muslim friends, but since the riots, their relationship has been strained. There are people who say they're getting along with their Muslim and Buddhist neighbours, the same as they did before the riots, but those stories seem to be more the exception than the norm. Meikhtila and Kin's families make sure to buy their food from shops owned by someone from the same religion as them. The government says it will replace all of the houses that were destroyed in the violence, but little has been rebuilt. Those who do not have houses to return to remain in camps. In Meikhtila, communal tensions still run deep. After the violence, it will take time for lives to return to normal.